This is the infamous Grandma Faye jean blanket. Handmade by Jake's grandma, it holds a special place in our hearts, even more so now that she is no longer with us. I had this idea years ago, probably 10 years ago or more. Our Grandma Faye jean blanket has been such a practical and sentimental piece in our family that I just wanted to honor that and use it as inspiration to make our own version. I've been stashing away pants as they've gotten worn out or outgrown in hopes to do this project. I just really wanted to take this someday idea and turn it into a reality. We thought it'd be a nice family memory on Christmas Day to record our Grandma Faye memories and then start cutting up the pants for this project. With this project, it's really the first time that I'm trying to incorporate storytelling into a video, and so this has been a really fun process, and I hope you enjoy watching. Christmas Day 2025.
Okay. This blanket she made, gosh, back when Jacob was in high school, so that's been a long time ago. And then it ended up following Jacob into marriage with Jacob and Tina, and it's really in good shape.
And I just love that we have this keepsake from her.
We take it to like all the sporting events like wrestling and soccer and just like anywhere we needed something to sit on.
I feel like this is my favorite blanket that Grandma Faye made because it was like a weighted blanket before weighted blankets were a thing.
If I had to say one word that described Grandma Faye, I would say servant.
Very giving.
I remember Grandma Faye's patience, sitting and listening to Grandpa Bill's stories 10,000 times.
Grandma Faye was always so peaceful and calm.
Her steadfastness, like she always seemed unbothered.
Just peaceful.
I think of her smell. I just remember her being so nice and kind.
My favorite memory with Grandma Faye was when I had just ordered these homecoming like dress shoe heels sort of a thing, and they were like beautiful, like really tall, just extravagant extra shoes, and they were like velvet, and I showed her a picture of them, and like everybody else was like, oh, it's just so extra and ridiculous, and she was just like, oh, if I was your age, I would totally be wearing them shoes. And it just made me feel so wonderful about it and feel a little bit better about my extraness. Okay.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember that.
I do too.
She was showing us her sewing room, and it had like this giant stack of blankets.
Probably favorite memory is when me and Papa would go over and bring gizzards and KFC over, and we'd just sit for lunch and talk.
Probably like my favorite memory with Grandma Faye was when I went with Papa, and we went to Grandma Faye, so we had KFC and we had different stuff, and I thought it was really fun to go do that and spend time with Grandma Faye.
Awesome.
I'm done. I'm done. I remember we would sit outside of her porch and we would eat peaches while we talked about stuff. I don't remember what stuff. And then we also made some peach jam with some stuff. The peach jam was good.
And I remember her peanut brittle at Christmas time, dinner rolls, and lots of good food.
She liked cooking, so if you came over, she would have a lot of different foods, and we liked the gatherings together.
She did everything from making dresses for African kids to serve at every function and everything she could possibly do. And she didn't want anything for it. She just did it out of the goodness of her heart. Grandma Faye.
A funny memory was at the last time I saw her, I helped her get cleaned up, and she said, "Are you excited about this? You get to see my hoo-ha?" I said, "Oh, that's all right, Grandma. We all got one." And it was just funny. She she lightheartedly moved through life. So, even to the end, she's a blessing. We miss her.
It seemed like she never had a bad day. Every day was a good day.
Very good memory. Thank you.
Good job, Squeak.
And she was really short. The end.
How old were you when you got taller than Grandma? 6?
Like 5. Yeah.
Pretty young.
Didn't take me long to pass it in height, so.
When I grow up, I want to be a taller version of Grandma Faye.
This jean jacket stays on me.
Hey, look,
And not in the
we're cutting
bunny.
up denim. Come here, bud. We're cutting up denim.
Do you want these pockets? Or can I keep these as shorts?
When you like them, you can keep them.
What are you using for the other side that lays next to you?
We don't know
These
yet.
are round.
A flannel sheet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Here's our snaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, I forgot all about these ones.
Right. You should make a pocket blanket with all pockets.
Yeah.
Just all the pieces
Oh my
from the
goodness,
jeans.
that's a
But you need to put in pockets.
Those are all
down there.
What?
It's a fanny pack. A couple weeks went by before I got back to working on the blanket, and we had found one more pair of Lillian's pants that she wanted to add to the blanket. All right, well here's what we're starting with.
Are we gonna like cut them into smaller pieces or just?
We will likely cut them into smaller pieces, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a pile of pockets. Now that we had all of our pieces, it was time to start brainstorming the design. I briefly played with the herringbone pattern, but quickly realized I should just stay in my lane with straight seams. After some brainstorming, the vision started to form. Then came the next round of cutting. It was time to set up the sewing machine and test sewing the thickest seams together, because I really didn't know how thick it could handle. And I was pleasantly surprised. Holy cow, it's gonna work. Sweet. No sooner had we started sewing than we started having problems, and I did what any logical, responsible adult would do: ignored them and continued on.
Boom.
Once we got going, for the most part, things went smooth. Sewing, ironing, more sewing, more ironing.
Oh no! The sewing machine doesn't have enough thread on it. So cool! We fixed it!
By this point, we were making good progress getting the individual rows sewn. So as you get up here, sometimes if you're trying to have something down and you don't want to put your fingers here, you can kind of push it down like this and guide it under.
It's like mind blowing.
Yeah. Flip it over this way. There you go.
Just so handy. That's how you sew a row of a blanket.
I'm gonna grab this end and we're gonna lay it out on the table.
It looks so beautiful.
It's looking good. Now that the top layer was getting closer to being done, we started strategizing the batting layer. My mom gave me this portion of a roll, so we needed to make sure it was going to be enough. I realized some of the rows weren't actually long enough, so I added some small sections.
Back over this.
Yeah. Awesome.
Kind of messed that up, but.
That's okay. Perfect. Thank you. And here, the top of the blanket is done. Well, one side.
Wow. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Levi picked out the flannel sheet set so I could use the flat sheet for the back of the blanket. And he got the rest.
Sewing the batting on or what?
More just doing like a mock-up at this point. I'm gonna figure out.
Just commit, man.
And then I think I'm just gonna take like gray thread and follow a line in the pattern. And sew lines to connect this and this together so that it's real attached.
Okay.
And then I'll sew these together inside out, flip it right side out, and then we'll do the yarn tufts to keep it all together.
Cool.
Got a plan.
Awesome.
The batting wasn't wide enough, so I needed to sew sections together to make it the full size of the blanket. I have no idea if this is the right way to sew batting pieces together or not, but I tried a zigzag stitch and it seemed to work well, so I just went with it. Sweet, look at that.
Hey, what do you know? Whoa.
Okay, so it started off the same length pieces and I'm at the end and one piece is now 6 inches longer than the other.
It lays flat when you're done.
We'll see. Here I'm cutting the sheet to size and getting ready to sew the batting and sheet together. By this point, I was really stressing my machine. I had ignored a lot of signals it was giving. Thread breaks, broken needle, jams, seizing up. After I had filmed some that day, I kept sewing, and it got to the point of sewing so slow it was barely functional. I called my mom and told her what it was doing, and the first thing she asked me was, "Have you cleaned or oiled it recently?" And I said, "What?" I've had that machine for 20 years and I had never cleaned or oiled it, which in hindsight is kind of embarrassing that I didn't realize it needed maintenance like that. As always, Jake's the MVP here.
And did you know there's a type of lizard that can detach its skin down to the muscle to run away from predators that pick it up?
Oh my goodness, that's nuts.
Yeah!
Bellamy's the animal trivia queen of the family. We had looked up videos, took the whole thing apart, cleaned it, oiled it, and it was back to working like new. Look how flat that mostly is. I was quickly reminded of how much ironing goes into a sewing project. The blanket was pretty bulky, so I just moved the machine down to the floor for the final round of sewing. By the end, it was pretty uncomfortable, but it worked. I sewed all around the outside edge, except for about an 18-inch opening. I cut off the excess bulk in the corners and around the seams. Then it was ready to turn right side out. Oh my goodness, you guys, we're ready to turn it right side out and check it out. Woo.
Oh man! Looking good! Wait, let me see. It's looking good!
Let's lay it out.
Burn it!
Yeah, grab the corner there. Lillian, grab the other corner. Kind of work it to a point in the corner. Bring it
It's
back.
like weighted perfect.
It is pretty heavy.
I love it! It looks so good! Can you give me a pillow?
Here we are doing the last round of ironing and then hand sewing the opening shut.
That's the top half of a beaver jaw. Look what I just found.
Hi. For the yarn ties, the house was split on whether we should use white yarn or blue yarn. So we ended up compromising and alternating between white and blue.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel, where I am bored and Mom makes me do stuff.
And this is the day that we got it completely finished. No, you were not given permission.
That's our sign to.
Dang it, I messed it up.
You don't want me doing this, I'll have it all goofed up.
This is a hands-on exercise.
Yeah, well.
Just don't get
Yeah,
any,
but,
bigger.
So, you, okay, just do, bam! That's
So good.
good job, myself.
All right, Levi, once you get to a good stopping point, Lillian wants to do some filming.
Oh yeah!
It's easier to tie it with longer pieces.
Tell me what you think of these pickles on
Bunch
there.
of wimps.
And now for the final reveal.
3, 2, 1. Woo! Yeah!